Hey y'all, this is Santasha. I got my hair braided two weeks ago. It's been like 2 weeks and 3 days. So what I wanted to share with you was some tips for how to prevent breakage. And for me, there's two ways. The way you style and maintain your braids will determine how much breakage you have. You know, the person that's braiding it, how tight they braid it, that's number one. And then also you yourself have to moisturize and lock in the oils even while your hair is in a braided state. So I have not kinky twists, I have Senegalese twists, and you can see them. And I wore it in a bun today, and actually what I advise is not to wear them up all the time. But if you do wear your braids up, have them loose. See how those braids can move like that? Because a lot of the breakage to your edges come from when these braids, when you pull them back and you try to get them all perfectly, you have them too tight. So like when I put my bun up, and then I take it and I push it up. You see how it's all humped up? I push it up, and then any braid that's too tight, I pull it forward just a little bit, so that my edges aren't stressed and you know, maintaining that tension, because that's where a lot of the breakage come from. Yes, some of the girls braid too tight, but a lot of times it come from that. Because if you notice, most people that wear their hair in long braids, they always got them up in a ponytail. And I also advise that when you first get your hair done, you know, you're at the beauty shop and you're getting your hair done, the first thing the ladies like to do is pin your hair up. They say, you want me to put it up? You know, they want to put it up into that high ponytail, but you just went through mine is 4 hours. You just went through 4 hours of major tension, and then they want to take your hair and pull it up and cause more tension. So I advise you, when you first get your braids done, don't let them pull it up in that ponytail. Let those braids relax a little bit, release some of that tension that they have caused on there. And so those are the main two things I want to tell you. And then I just want to show you how to keep your braids nice and shiny and moisturized. Now what I do is I don't really focus on moisturizing my braids. I focus on moisturizing my hair. And for me, my color helps me, because if you can see, my color stops about there, and my color is on my ends. So I know that I only need to moisturize up until about there. The rest of this hair is going to get moisturized anyway, because it's not kinky like our hair. So it'll continue to drip down and get down through there. Sometimes when you rub, and you just rub all the way through anyway. So what I use is my Ayurvedic water spritz, or either mine. Actually, this right now is a mix of my Ayurvedic water spritz and my Natty Moist. But what I do is I take a section and I spray it. And I know some people have concerns about wetting their braids because of frizz, but you've seen, I don't really have a lot of frizz. I mean, yeah, a little frizz, but I guess it's a little frizz or clumps and clumps of hair coming out when you're taking your braids out. And I spray that water in like that. Then I rub it, you know, to get it in. Just rub it. And then I come behind it with my oil mix. And your oil mix can be any oil you want. Mine has a bunch of stuff in it. I got extra virgin olive oil, flaxseed oil, sesame oil, bergamot oil, and then I got a whole list of essential oils in there. I got grapefruit, juniper berry, ylang ylang, rosemary, geranium, lemongrass, clove bud, ginger, bergamot, patchouli, cinnamon, peppermint, and marjoram. But you don't have to do that. You can, if you wanted to, you could just use castor oil or whatever oil of your choice. You want a heavy oil though. So you want to use a heavy oil because you want to minimize your frizz. So after I rub in my water, I come right behind with my little spray ski bottle, and I just mixed this up right before I came on, so it's locked up. But you take it and you do it just like you did the water. Small section, and you skeet it right onto, skeet, 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 and I skeet all the way to my ends. And if your hair is the same color as the added in hair, just skeet all the way until you think where your hair ends, and then you just rub that in really good, and that's it. And what I also recommend is when you got braids to do the baggy method maybe every other night, because that's going to help with your moisture too. And I noticed, I haven't had braids in like over a year and a half, but my daughter has braids quite frequently. So, but what I noticed is when we moisturize her braids throughout the 2 months that she has her braids, when we take them out, there's less shedding / breakage. There's less whenever we maintain them properly. So you just do this to your whole head, and that's it. So that's all I wanted to show y'all, is how I keep my, and look at, but can you see the shine on that side? Look at that right up there. And this side I moisturized the other day, but I don't know if you can really see a difference. Can you? Yeah. But I do notice that my braids look a lot better than some other people's braids I see. So that's how I do it though. That's how I moisturize. And I'm just going to moisturize my whole head, and that's going to be it for today. And that, you know, it takes a few minutes, and that's it. Oh, and what I use for my scalp, this is, y'all know I still got my bottle, but this is Jamaican black castor oil, rosemary oil, and peppermint. Rosemary essential oil and peppermint essential oil. And I use this for my actual scalp. So y'all remember I showed y'all my 2 areas that once upon a time really didn't have no hair in it, but I thought, you know, maybe that was just the way my hairline was made. But you see, I used, oh, and I lost one braid already, but I believe, and when I lost it, you know how if you lose a braid, it usually has a whole chunk of hair with it. It only had one little string of hair with it, and the loop was loose. It wasn't really tight. So I believe I probably lost it because it got too oily for that little bitty piece of hair. I told that girl not to make it that thing. But I've only lost one braid, but all the hair seemed to be still there. So do with my oil is I take my little oil, and I take it and I just drip a drop or two, rub it in, especially to my new little growth areas. I rub it in really good. First I do these areas first because these are my main concerns. And then I just kind of go old school, and whichever word you want to use, grease my scalp, oil my scalp. I just use my oil mix and do that. And I just really just basically take a few drops, just like that. I was part of the section, a few more drops, and I do this throughout my whole head, and then I just go in and try to rub it in and give myself a little scalp massage, and that's that. So that's how I am going to maintain my braids for the next 2 months. So that's it. So if you have any questions, put it in the comment box, or hit me on Facebook at Santasha Styles, and I will answer you. And that's it. Alright, talk to y'all later. Bye bye.